CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. Windsor police confirming a man's been charged in connection to the city's first murder of the year. It was yesterday morning. A 44-year-old man was found hurt in a hospital parking lot. He later died in the ER. Police today say they've determined the man was dealt the fatal injury before being dumped there, though they didn't provide details as to the nature of the injury. The investigation led officers to a home in LaSalle where late last night they executed a search warrant and arrested 31-year-old Brandon Lay. He's been charged with first-degree murder. Police say he and the victim knew each other. The charges have not yet been proven in court. Now, the Major Crimes Unit is trying to track down these four gents. Police allege that around 2:30 a.m. on February 8th, they walked into a downtown business and picked a fight with one guy. The victim's said to have been injured badly, though his injuries aren't considered life-threatening. A silver Dodge Caravan dropped the suspects off. The first man is described as white with dark hair, a mustache, goatee, wearing a white T-shirt, black pants, and white sneakers. The second, a white man, has slicked back dark hair. He was wearing a white long-sleeve shirt, black vest, and black pants. The third is described as having medium-length dark hair and a beard. He was wearing a white T-shirt, black pants, white sneakers, and a hat. And the fourth is a man with shaggy dark hair wearing an olive or tan T-shirt, black pants, white-soled sneakers, and a thick chain necklace. Anyone who recognizes any of the suspects or who has any information is asked to give Windsor Police a call. Meantime, the service says road rage appears to be on the rise in Windsor, warning against it as they report 18 incidents so far this year. CTV's Sanjay Maru reports.
Since the start of 2026, Windsor police say they have received 18 calls for incidents of road rage. In fact, 2 weeks ago, a disagreement between two drivers escalated in a parking lot fight, leaving one person with serious injuries. Windsor police are now asking for the public's help to identify a suspect.
A lot of the times when we go into our vehicles and we're on our way somewhere, we have started off already late. We have a timeline to keep, and that makes us as humans just want to be more aggressive.
Because road rage is not classified under the criminal code, Windsor police say these incidents often result in charges for assaults, dangerous driving, or offenses of the Highway Traffic Act. Here at this driving school, instructors say many of these conflicts stem from unclear or misleading actions. One example, using your turn signal, which should be activated the moment your vehicle begins to slow down to approach the turn. But there is an exception.
If there's somebody pulling out from a driveway before your turn, you want to hold on of your signal because that person pulling out might think that you are turning into the driveway they're coming out from. They're going to start honking, and then that's because it's you that you gave the miscommunication. You misled the other person.
The Ontario Driver's Handbook points to tailgating, speeding, failing to yield the right of way, and cutting in front of someone too closely as aggressive driving behaviors that can lead to a road rage incident. And if you are the one about to let their anger get the best of them, the Ministry of Transportation says not to retaliate for what you believe to be inconsiderate behavior.
You don't want to get into an argument or a conflict with those. Just leave them alone.
But what do you do if an angry driver decides to follow you?
Please do not go to your house. Go to a well-lit area where you know there may be a lot of cameras around. You don't know if the other person has a weapon or has something else that can hurt you. So please do not engage in the situation.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
In Chatham, arson charges have been dropped after a fire a year and a half ago that displaced more than 100 people. The building at 99 McNaughton Avenue West caught fire in August 2024, with the roof of the complex damaged so badly most of the building was temporarily unlivable. Court officials now say the charges against a man arrested for that fire were withdrawn yesterday, citing no reasonable prospect of conviction. Charges against a second person were dropped last month. This seems to be unrelated to a fire at the same building last month, which was also deemed arson. For nearly 3 decades, a group of Windsor friends has been rolling up their sleeves to donate blood and building a tradition along the way. CTV's Chris Campbell has their story.
700.
700.
Yeah.
700.
They meet for burgers and beers, then roll up their sleeves. The group calls it Self-Blood Burgers and Beers, but it didn't start that way.
When I got into Chrysler's, they offered a program where they would cover us to go donate blood. And so I started donating on my own. I go, hey, let's donate together. So we started donating together. We slowly recruited new people, and that's how it started.
Back then, working midnights, they called themselves Blood and Breakfast. Even as shifts changed, clinics closed, and donations took them on the road to Chatham and Kingsville, they kept showing up.
We've been doing it for almost 30 years, which is crazy. I never would have thought it. And it's a good time to socialize and catch up with the guys.
What began as co-workers has become family.
It's just the friendship, right? Like, you build this up over all these years. This is family for us because we spend so much time together working in the factory.
There's even a little incentive for first-timers.
To get a new guy in, they got to know that when they come for the first time, they are paying for the lunch. So we know they'll come back for their free lunch.
But beyond the laughs, the impact is serious.
So just at the end of January, that last cold spell, we lost 1,500 donations across the country. So the need is constant.
Canadian Blood Services says winter disruptions can quickly shrink supply, making dedicated groups like this one especially valuable.
It's fantastic. We appreciate support from groups like that. And I think it's a great way to give back to your community and have a little fun while you're doing it.
And the guys aren't done yet.
Well, I'm looking forward to 1,000. I want to hang in there to 1,000.
1,000 donations, 7 or 8 more years, plenty more burgers and beer, and a lot more lives helped along the way. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
And if you're looking to get your blood alcohol content up while watching the Olympics early in the day, Windsor's got you covered. CTV's Bob Belichico has more on the temporary rules allowing for breakfast beers at the bar.
Whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, plus it's Canada, you have to watch.
Fans will be able to watch and have a drink starting at 6 a.m. from now until Sunday after City Council voted for and were granted temporary extension of liquor service and hours.
We strongly urge people, as strong as we can, to be responsible with their choices in the context of this opportunity. But let's get people together. Let's root for Canada and let's go for gold.
Anticipation is high as Canada's men's hockey team gets set for the semifinals Friday. If they advance, the final is scheduled for Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Now the trick is to get Canada past Finland and the United States past Slovakia. If that happens and both teams make it to the gold medal match, then a club like Kubota would definitely open up on Sunday morning for an 8 a.m. game.
We're going to be open on Sunday. If Canada's playing against the U.S., for sure we're going to be open. As soon as I found out, when you called me, I came right out to the bar, talked to the girls, said, anybody have a problem? They all said, we'll all come in if you want us to.
The GOAT and others will have breakfast.
You can just have a bite to eat and a Virgin Caesar or a mocktail or a coffee and just enjoy the atmosphere with a bunch of people.
No breakfast, but our breakfast will be Bloody Caesars, Bloody Marys. That's a perfect drink in the morning, and it's very appetizing. It's filling.
The extension is a boost to the hospitality sector.
The months of January and February can always be challenging for the hospitality industry, but with the Olympics on, we've definitely seen an increase in foot traffic for people coming out and supporting their country.
Go Canada.
And fans, well, they'll gladly leave the coziness of their home if Canada makes it to the final.
Absolutely. It's a lot more fun, a lot more hyped up.
Absolutely. I would get up at 6 o'clock to be here by 7 or 8 o'clock to watch Canada and hopefully win the gold.
Watching it with 50, 100, 200 other people is just going to create an atmosphere that, again, it's going to create a memory that you'll never forget.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Some drinks were needed this afternoon as Canada's women took to the ice, a nail-biter ending in heartbreak. There's some of that heartbreak in John Max on Lausanne this afternoon, and sports bars across the city were probably very similar. Fans stopping by through the afternoon for the game, one, they tell CTV News, carried a little extra weight amidst heightened Canada-U.S. tensions. Some folks, even working from the bar, posted up with a laptop and all. In the end, yes, disappointment, the team didn't claim gold, but satisfaction in the performance overall. For more on the game itself and fan reactions straight from Italy, here's CTV's Garrett Barry.
Heartbreak in Milan. And what can you even say?
Words cannot express the disappointment, but super proud overall of the Canadian girls.
This crowd at the unofficial Canadian hangout, the Blues Canal in Milan, cheered and clapped and sat on the edge of their seat, but it wasn't enough to power an underdog Canadian team into a gold medal victory.
They picked a few older players that we left a few good, quick girls back in Canada, and I think that kind of bit us in the end.
Canada led early in the second period, but the USA tied the game at 1 apiece with just 2 minutes left.
We thought we were going to win, and then they pulled the goalie, and then they got us a goal, and it was so sad.
And then claimed the podium with an overtime winner.
I don't know how you wouldn't be shell-shocked. Like, the ladies played well. They had a chance.
American Megan Keller scored the golden goal, slicing through the Canadian defense in 3-on-3 overtime.
Very disappointed and really sad. Proud of the U.S. girls, proud of women's sports altogether. It was great display of athleticism out there, but us Canadians, we're sad about this.
Tears from Canadian captain Marie-Philippe Poulin, the 5-time Olympian, said it's too early to decide her hockey future, but had lots of praise for her teammates.
They're the reason why I wear that jersey with so much pride. I'm truly lucky to be part of this group. This one hurts. We wanted to bring it back to Canada. We came out short.
Canada's hockey hopes now rest with the men who take on Finland in a semifinal matchup tomorrow afternoon.
We're going to get them.
Garrett Berry, CTV News, Milan.
And Ontario's premier doing what he can to keep the Olympic spirit going. In a social media post, Doug Ford saying he's directed his education minister to make sure all students are able to watch the remaining Team Canada hockey games that take place during school hours. He adds, quote, "Let's all come together to cheer on Team Canada as they bring home Olympic gold." In Amherstburg, council will debate the future of Centennial Park at Monday's meeting. The town's considering 2 redevelopment options for the park, with each costing just over $1 million. The recommended plan includes 2 fenced tennis courts, 2 basketball courts, an 800-meter walking trail with benches and trees, 10 accessible parking spaces, and 4 outdoor chess, checkers tables. The alternative plan features premium acrylic courts, but no walking trail. Deputy Mayor Chris Gibb says public opinion is divided. While some residents want upgrades now, others would rather the town save money. Council previously set aside $530,000 with additional money allocated from reserve funds. Centennial Park on Victoria Street South was once home to the town's arena.
We lost a public pool. We lost 4 baseball diamonds. So, it's something that long-term residents of Amherstburg have been calling for us to redevelop this park. So we will see what council decides, if it's worth the investment, or if it's something that we should keep our powder dry, so to speak, for other infrastructure needs.
A $600,000 grant is helping expand supports for seniors across Windsor, Essex. MPP Anthony Liardi announcing the Ontario Trillium Foundation funding for the Community Support Centre of Essex County. The money will help expand its Compassion Care Community program, which connects trained volunteers with seniors to check in on their well-being, set goals, and help them stay connected. The program is delivered in partnership with Windsor Essex Community Housing and is aimed at reducing isolation and improving quality of life.
It's meeting our seniors residents where they're at, literally where they're at in their in the places that they live in the buildings that they occupy, but also emotionally, mentally where they're at in their chapter of their lives.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
First we hit forwards against the seat, and then everybody goes to the right side of the bus.
And still ahead, a 13-year-old steps up after a school bus slides off an icy road near London. Now questions about why buses were running in the first place. Stay with us. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the weather tonight. At least I think that's Gary Archibald. Gary, I can hardly see you through all the fog today.
Yeah, the fog. Boy, it reminds me of some horror movies of the past, right? Very mysterious, but beautiful at the same time. Of course, there's always that risk, reduced visibility. take that very seriously with our travels, watching out for people on bikes and walking across the street, full headlighting system on at all times with your vehicle, and just taking your time just to make sure. Reached a high of almost 4 degrees today, 3 degrees above our average high for this time of the year, which is now above the freezing mark. But it's been about the rain and the fog and that warm, moist layer, very saturated, hence the fog, the cloud forming at the surface. It continues to be the story tonight into early tomorrow morning. And we had a little bit of freezing rain just over extreme eastern Michigan and parts of Sarnia towards Goddard's Grand Bend. Got a smidge, a taste of it. The good news, it's mostly over open water, or was earlier today. Through the overnight, snow and rain combined with flurries, I think, wet flakes dominating the afternoon, potentially across parts of southern Ontario. Some areas won't see much of anything other than foggy, misty, drizzly, rainy weather. Some areas will see a bit of a mixture, perhaps early between 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and about 8 a.m. The rainfall tallies are not impressive, but the ground is saturated, right? There's really nowhere for it to go. If you dig, say 6 inches, 8 to 12 inches, about a foot, you're in compact clay or soil, right? It's dense, it's cold beneath the surface, relatively speaking, and there's just nowhere for the earth to absorb most of it. If we do see snowfall sticking to the ground, it's probably east of Chatham-Kent over the next 24 to 48 hours, headed towards London, Ontario. So keep that in mind if you have travel plans that way. Overnight low, well, it's really about warming up. We could see 5 degrees just after midnight, and by 2 a.m. we're already up to 6. We'll see the warmest air tomorrow before most of us are up, potentially. But the long range, at least 12 to 18 hours, has some fluctuations. There's a chance we could get up to about 9 degrees tomorrow before sunrise, one of the models suggesting, and then 8 degrees through the mid-afternoon. It'll be windy and rainy, and of course there's that mix. The winds in particular are quite strong tomorrow afternoon. Flurries on the way and colder for the weekend. Monday through to Wednesday, still hovering around the freezing mark. And this time, a week from now, we're into some fair weather and warmer. Quite a topsy-turvy next few days.
Thank you, Gary. General Motors is pledging new investments in its Oshawa assembly plant a few weeks after cutting the third shift there. About 500 people were directly laid off at GM, while several hundred more positions were slashed at suppliers that depend on the shift. The automaker now says it will spend $63 million to upgrade stamping operations at the Oshawa plant. GM has been pulling back on production in Canada as the Trump administration has gutted support for electric vehicles and imposed tariffs on the auto industry. GM Canada's president says the investment underscores Oshawa's importance in the company's full-size truck portfolio. Meantime, the highly integrated auto industry, which connects Windsor and Detroit, is now under the microscope. The U.S. International Trade Commission is launching an investigation into the auto rules under the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. Those rules decide how much of a vehicle must be built in the U.S. to avoid tariffs. The review will look at the impact on the U.S. economy, its competitiveness, and new technology, with a report due to President Trump and the Senate by July 2027. And meantime, a new report shows some American businesses paid 3 times more in tariffs last year, that despite claims from the White House that foreign companies would cover the cost. The analysis by J.P. Morgan Chase found mid-sized U.S. firms were left to absorb the hit. Many did that by raising prices, cutting jobs, or accepting lower profits. Canada's main stock index was up as the price of oil climbed. In Toronto, the TSX gained 205 points, but in New York, the Dow fell 267 and the Nasdaq dropped 71. The Canadian dollar is down 1/10 cent, and on commodity markets, gold lost $12 an ounce and oil gained $1.35 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Foggy weather's seen school buses canceled most of the week in Windsor, Essex, but they've been running elsewhere, including in London, though a mother's now asking if they should have been canceled after one slid off an icy road earlier this week. As CTV's Jerry Dewan reports, her son was among those on board and sprang to help.
13-year-old Grayson Landry was one of the East Oxford Central Public School students in a Lang school bus as it swerved on an icy road on Wednesday morning.
She went to one side of the road, to the next, then back, and then into the ditch pretty hard.
But the rough ride wasn't done there.
First, we hit like forwards against the seat, and then everybody like goes to the right side of the bus.
Landry immediately noticed injuries to students sitting near him.
One that had a cut on his palm and one that had a cut on his head.
Grayson called his parents. They arrived on scene shortly after and captured these images.
He must have hung up and called me back like 4 or 5 times. He said, "Be careful, Mom. Be careful, Mom. It's slippery. People are falling."
Another student directed Grayson to open the rear emergency door, and he did. Still, he was worried about the extent of the injuries to students on the bus.
If I'm looking to my right and I see 2 kids that are hurt out of 4, I don't know how many kids are going to be hurt up at the front, especially if they're little or standing up or whatever.
Megan Landry is still unsure if buses should have been running. On Tuesday evening, police and others began warning of possible freezing rain. In this case, the stretch of gravel road where the bus went into the ditch was particularly slick.
Which was just past a 4-way stop where the pavement turns to gravel. And it was just an ice rink out there.
The Landrys say they're hoping to have a discussion with officials from Langs about this incident and about how decisions are made when it comes to driving in extreme weather.
Maybe there'd be some more criteria in place for, in particular, the rural roads in the country roads that they're assessed prior to the buses being dispatched in the morning, just so everybody's kept safe.
My Big Yellow Bus is a nonprofit transportation consortium for the London District Catholic School Board and the Thames Valley District School Board. According to their website, individual bus companies decide whether or not to run. That decision is made by 6:30 a.m. to ensure caregivers and students have the information they need. Landry says Catholic Board buses did not run on Wednesday morning. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
It is almost the weekend, and if you're looking for something to do, CTV's Melanie Kentner and Johnny Parks of 89X have you covered. Here they are with What's Up YQG.
Yeah, 2 of our favorite things, margaritas and comedy. Johnny, sounds like a great combo.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get one over. Can I get a marg, please? We're here at Treehouse with Andre and Vilma, the organizers. Tell us about La Farita.
Well, it's actually February 22nd. It's National Margarita Day, so we just wanted to incorporate 2 awesome things, margaritas and comedy, all in one show.
Love the sounds of that. So what comedians will be taking the stage?
We have a bunch of comedians. I won't list them all, but we have some local comedians from Windsor, and I'm bringing some people from Detroit over, so it's going to be a great show. A lot of comics from everywhere.
Sounds great. And of course, we want to know more about the margaritas.
So we're going to feature some special flavored margaritas. We're going to have a spicy margarita, a devil's margarita, and we're also going to have some margarita towers.
Woo. Awesome. Well, I love the Latin theme, so maybe you can teach us some Spanish while we're here.
Okay. I can teach you how to say I want to order a margarita in Spanish.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Quiero una margarita.
Quiero una margarita.
Okay. Quiero una margarita.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
How did I get margarita wrong?
We'll keep trying, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, we'll put the links to ticket information online, and there are a couple other events going on that we got to talk about, including a comedian at the casino, Judd.
Yeah, got Hannah Berner tonight at Caesars going on.
Perfect, and some wrestling in LaSalle, too.
Yeah, NCG Wrestling at the event center at LaSalle Landing. That's going on Saturday. Practice my pile drivers, you know.
Awesome. Action-packed. And, of course, once again, we have all those links. Thanks, guys. Still time to learn some more Spanish.
Margarita.
Margarita. Margarita. That's What's Up, YQG.
The Detroit Tigers are switching up their looks this season with new alternate jerseys that tip their cap to the past.
Every time I put on a Tiger uniform, I did it with pride.
The team unveiling navy blue road jerseys with Detroit in orange and white across the chest and bright orange home jerseys featuring the classic D in navy. Both include retro striping and a throwback style patch nodding to the 1984 team, plus matching caps with an orange D. The new uniforms will be worn during spring training and at select home and road games this year.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is back with a look at the 7-day forecast. Gary, what a gloomy bunch of days we just had, and it looks like there's a gloomy couple more coming our way.
Travis, you're right about that. It is ugly, to say the very least. The next 24 hours still talking about that rainy, drizzly, misty mix. Maybe even a rain-snow mix in the morning and again towards the afternoon. Wet flakes, I don't anticipate a lot in terms of accumulations, but we could see that mixture of precipitation. Temperature-wise, we'll be getting colder towards Saturday, Sunday into Monday, and still cloudy. But I don't think fogginess will be the story for the weekend and to begin next week. I think it'll just be colder, and we'll see some flurries for the most part instead of rain. Fairer weather Tuesday, a high of -1, a low of -10. That's below seasonal on both counts. Wednesday, Thursday, recovering a bit. Milder for daytime highs, +2 and then 5. Take a good look. Take it all in. Look forward to next week. Let's look at your weather. Good night.
Thank you, Gary. Finally tonight, Canadian folk music icon Joni Mitchell is set to receive a special honor at the Juno Awards next month.
I really don't know clouds. I really don't know clouds at all.
Mitchell will be presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award, with singer-songwriters Sarah McLachlan and Alison Russell performing a tribute to the 82-year-old. Mitchell was a key figure in the 1960s folk revival and has won 11 Grammy Awards. She also holds a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Junos will be handed out on March 29th in Hamilton. That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us for tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.